what's up? Today I got an amazing video for you. You know what? Last weekend I went to Arizona for 2 days to go see Bret Contreras in person. Yes, better known as the GLUTE Guy. So I attended a Glute Lab seminar, and today I want to show you some footage of that video of me showing some variations of the best move ever for the butt, which is the hip thrust. So Bret is showing all the variations with me, and he's explaining all the correct form. So if you want to see that and you want to see my PR, because I lifted the heaviest I've ever done with, the hip thrust, and I'm so excited about that. Can't wait for you to see it. So without further ado, let's get into that video.
Okay, that's good. Now, watch what Natasha's going to do here. Because are you in a good back position from here?
No.
Is this where you want to hinge from? So watch what she's going to do. She's going to do the first rep and crawl up. So come up, now climb up. Scoot your feet back and your back, get it even a little higher, Natasha. Now you're in a good position. Now don't touch the ground. Reverse in midair. Go for it. Let's bust out 10. Yes, perfect. Now here are the things I look for. See, Natasha has seen my videos, right?
Yes.
I can tell, because look, are her feet moving around? Are they squirming much? Is she pushing through her toes? No, she is not. In fact, on the way down, she even lifts her toes up a little bit. You can tell she's pushing through the heels. What about her knee angle? Her shins at the top are vertical, and this creates a 90-degree knee angle. That's an ideal position. I will tell you why later in the lecture portion based off of a study. Look at this. How high does she come up? She comes into full hip extension, a little bit of hip hyperextension. You can see that little glute squeeze at the top. Is she leaving a little bit of room on the table? No, she is not. She's coming up all the way. Now, look at her forward eye gaze. She's looking forward. At the top, her chin is tucked. And because of this, pause right here. Look at this. Nice flat torso. It is not hyperextended. This is perfect form. Now, the key characteristics of this are that she is not touching down, and she crawled up to be a little bit higher on the bench. If she tried to go from right here, try it, it'll be terrible. Don't climb up, just try to do a rep. It doesn't feel right. And then at the bottom, you're like, ready to fall down, touch down. It's just not, it doesn't feel right. You gotta crawl up. So most of you will have to do it this way, but that's fine. And people will say, well, I see your girls touching down. Right, because we have a lower bench, but you got to do what you can do. If your gym only has a Smith machine, do Smith machine hip thrusts. They're freaking awesome. People expect me to be this snobby piece of shit strength coach. It's like, don't ever use the Smith machine. It kills your joints. No, it doesn't. The Smith machine is a cool tool like everything else. So she doesn't need it, but if they do, I have them sit on this. So get in position, sit on this, then I'll take it away. And what does this do? It effectively minimizes this distance, right? Because that actually is in a good position right here. I like this. This is where I want them, that lower scapula position. Most people hip thrust with their back up too high. But I'm going to take this away. Let's see where you end up being. Come down. I like you a little bit higher, so I'm actually going to use this. Okay, so we keep that there.
I'm actually 5'4.5". So.
It's not just your height. It's not just your height. It's your torso length. All right, so we are going to put the squat sponge on. The things you got to make sure, you have to teach clients every little detail. You wouldn't believe how many times the squat sponge will be right here. And they're like, but I'm lined up with the middle. The squat sponge has to be symmetrical on the bar. And then the slit needs to be facing upwards. Why? If you have it facing downwards, it goes right through, and now it's on your bones, and it hurts. So make sure it's symmetrical on the bar, and then line the bar up, line this up with your crotch, and then it ends up being perfect. Now, from here, if you have heavy weight, grab the bar, roll it forward a little bit. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Now, get into place. She likes a wide foot position. Get the feet back. Now, what I like about these grids is it can tell you each time you know exactly where to position yourself. But here's what I like about the hip thrust, or having a hip thrust, or having an aerobic step with 5 risers. Some people need 4 risers per side. But this, I just look and see right here, is she in good position? Is this low scapula? Yes, it is. She's in good position. I like that we can see your head and the face in the mirror, because then I'll tell them just look at yourself in the mirror. You could probably do a 275-pound hip thrust for a few reps. You want to try? Do you want to?
Let's do it.
Okay. Erin, can you help get some more weight out here? But let's practice here a few more reps. Okay. But if it's heavy, you don't want to be squirming. You want to just be in good position and get the 3 reps. Okay. So go for it. Let's get 3 reps here. Let's look at some of the characteristics here. At the top, pause. Can you see yourself in the mirror? Mm-hmm. Now, looking at yourself in the mirror is not completely sufficient on its own. Because watch. Kind of like go like this, but then look at, can you see yourself in the mirror? Kind of, okay, but you're not, but like hyperextend a little bit. Like the reason, so come back down. The reason why we do the look at yourself in the mirror and chin tuck, and I'll actually be kind of like aggressive about this as a trainer, I will actually just like jam people's heads forward. And I know some can feel sexual or something, but watch. This is what I'll do as a trainer. Come up, and you're doing it well. But a lot of people will be like here, and I'm like this. And I get them used to that. Okay, keep going. 5 reps. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to let off. I want you to repeat this. Yes. Now, some girls will get neck pain from this, and if they do, I say girls a lot because that's all I say. Guys, I'm sure do too. If they do, then look up or feel some comfort. I've had times where I've put something on here that they can lay their head on, because you don't want them hurting. That's with any exercise. You have to modify for some people. There's 1 in 10 or 2 in 10 that have to modify everything you do. There's people in here, probably a woman, who has good hip flexion mobility. Actually, raise your hand if you think you have really good hip flexion mobility. You think you do? Come over here, lay down on the ground. So we can go here, and I'm going to pin her down here, and I'm going to keep her, I'll even go like this when I do this and kind of pin them down so I can keep this leg straight, and you can keep going and keep going. I mean, this is crazy, right? Yeah, I can even go deeper. Look at that. So if I give her a stiff leg deadlift, she could get to like this angle without rounding too much. And then a lot like me, I can get to about right here. Yeah, I can't quite get to 90. But I can still do good deadlift form and still good stiff leg form. But this just shows you how form. I'd have to have her elevated on probably 2 of these red bumper plates to get her to like right here. But that's another story. Does she have to go to a full complete stretch to get a good workout? No. All right, let's go back to hip thrust.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out, and my high harass. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.
If she fails, what happens? She gets it like 6 inches off the ground and then sets it down.
It's gonna be more my ego.
Your ego will be injured, but okay. Is the bar symmetrical on is the pad symmetrical on the bar?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
the slit facing upwards?
Yeah,
Is it lined up with your body?
And go faster.
Yep, go for it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
good.
was easy breezy. The hard part.
Okay, so
Let's go.
here's what I want you to do when you try a heavyweight hip thrust. Now, this is not the best for glute building so much, but I still like doing some heavier sets here and there. I'll do sets of 3 with people if they're good at it, right? But we usually pyramid. So it'll be like I'd have you do a set of 10, a set of 8, a set of 5, a set of 3, and then a back off set of 20. Okay, so let's do this. Now, what I want you to do is, just like you would with a squat or a deadlift or bench press, brace, so deep breath, brace, and then go for it, push. Okay, let's get 3. See how I push the head, 1 more, hold it, 1, 2, 3, no, hold it, oh, you want to get more, want to get another? You can't stop on 4, it got to be 5. Okay, hold it for 10, wait, hold it for 10 seconds. Now, come up as high as you can, hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a little higher, 7, 8, 9, 10, come down. That's what I do. Now, when I said higher, did she end up going higher? I don't think so, but she tried. And that's going to make her glutes activate the highest. But, all right, I don't think you were coming up quite as high as your lighter sets, but still, that was pretty awesome. You got 275 for 6, and so when I have girls who work with me, I suspected, because she's like, I can do 225, and I'm like, no, I can look at her and her form, and I'm like, she could do heavier weight. And this just, that's what I like about the hip thrust. Is there any other exercise you can do 275 pounds on with a barbell? And it makes you feel confident and strong. And I got these strength coaches out there ripping on me, going, quit doing heavy hip thrusts, it's stupid. And I'm like, why? What is your problem with that? Why does that anger you? Why does it make, they get mad at leg presses too. Like if you post a leg press, they get pissed because it's not functional or something. It's like, I leg pressed 1,000 pounds over the summer for 2 or 3 reps. I was happy. It's a milestone. I know it's not as cool as a, 700-pound squat, but I'm happy with any triumph. But if I'm trying to build your glutes, I wouldn't just have you do, say, 5 sets of 3. Now, I have done that, but it's if you're hip thrusting a few times a week. There's so many ways to do things well. But what I would do there is, say that was say she did 185 for 15, 225 for 10, 275 for 5. Then what I might do, and if this were the case, I would not have the same size plates on here. Eric, please get on the other side. And we are going to strip these down. So you are going to do, let's see, this is 235 pounds. These are cool things you can do with clients. And again, I like the straight sets method because you got a progressive overload. So what I'm going to have you do, I don't know how many she's going to get here, but I'll tell you to stop when I deem appropriate. And then Eric and I are going to take the 25s off, and then you'll do a drop set. This burns like crazy. All right, go for it.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out, and my high harass. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out, and my high harass. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.
But why do I do that? That ISO hold I do on the last set usually, the last rep of the last set. But always at 8 seconds, I usually say higher, higher, because a lot of times throughout that 10-second ISO, they'll start to come down a little bit, and then you go higher, and they're like, ugh. The reason why I do that, you'll see in the lecture tonight, the highest you can activate your glutes is that last couple inches. That's the highest, and that's what's unique about the glutes. For biceps, it's not in the most shortened position. Try and squeeze your biceps here, you can't get that high. It's in mid-range. Quads, mid-range. Hamstrings, mid-range. Glutes, shortest they can be. For some weird reason, no one knows it. Okay, roll the bar off, you're done here. Thank you, Natasha.
So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're not following Bret, well, you should definitely do. So until next time, I'll see you next week.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out, and my high harass. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof